Hello, this is Fergal reporting live from Highbury Corner, which is just right behind me over here. We are in the tree camp. You can just see this right behind me, and in this white building is where the tree protectors have been in court all day at the Court of Appeal for the right to protest. I'm going to go and I'm going to have an interview with some of them, and they're going to give you an idea of what they're doing, living in these trees in Highbury, Islington. The importance of the court case and the ruling today. It was upheld, so it was a very good win. There was bailiffs ready to evict everybody from the site, so the bailiffs have had to stand down. So yeah, it's going to spin around and say hello to some of these guys. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hi. Good, thanks. Yeah, we're celebrating because we just won in court.
So you're just celebrating?
Yeah.
So you've just come out of this building just here behind me.
Yeah, this little pallet shack we call Bertha.
Yeah. I called Bertha after the environmentalist.
Yes, well, because it's two Bertha.
Yeah.
Because you can sleep two people in it.
Very good, very good. I tell you what, because of COVID, I'm just going to spread you guys out and I'll come over and see if you can remove your mask so I can hear you a bit better. Do you want to stand over here?
Yeah, who wants to go first?
Yeah, look, the man with the yellow jacket looks good. So what's your name, young man?
Shall I take this off then?
Yeah, 2 meters away, yeah.
So yeah, I'm Larch Maxey. I've been involved in this for a while. Yeah, I'm just delighted today that we've won in court again. That's the second time in court that we've won.
So just to give a bit of context of what's going on here. I know it's like, where are we? What's going on?
So we're at Highbury Corner in London. Islington Borough Council want to fell these trees in a climate and ecological emergency. Trees that are vital, they're mature. This site was planted up after it was bombed in the Second World War. So these trees were kind of planted as part of the building back better after the war. And now they want to trash them to build private housing to make money. There's a primary school right by there. These trees are vital for cleaning the air, for locking up carbon, for reducing the heat island effect. In a climate and ecological emergency, the last thing we should be doing is felling mature trees, especially in cities where we desperately need all the trees we can get. And so we've been occupying this site since October, and the council, instead of coming to speak with us and to negotiate, they just took us straight to the High Court, where we did not get justice. That whole process with that first hearing was completely unjust. We had 19 witness statements which we'd managed to get together in 24 hours. The judge didn't read a single one. So because of that injustice, we then got the right to appeal, and then we've just had our appeal today in the Court of Appeal, and we've won. The appeal was upheld. It wasn't a fair trial the first time, so now we're going back for a retrial basically. So we've got another week now until the 20th to get all our evidence in. So really encourage people to sign the petition, write letters to the council, support our fundraiser over the next week, and all of that can be used then in evidence for our next hearing, which will be on the 29th of January. But we've got until the 20th, so please write your letters, sign the petition, give us any support you can before the 20th. Now this campaign here is part of the bigger campaign globally, where people are just standing up, rising up against the climate and ecological emergency. And so whilst some people might try and put it down and say, oh, it's just a few trees, it's like, this is what we can do here on our patch. The question is, what can you do on your patch? What can we all do if we come together? There's a growing movement of tree protectors around the world stepping up to save trees, but it's part of this wider movement to stop the climate and ecological emergency, to turn things around. We face the risk of societal collapse now in the near term. That's the science. It's horrific. Most people aren't aware of it. We need to raise that awareness, and we need to take action that's appropriate to the severity of the problem, which is potentially the loss of all life on the planet. That's how serious it's at now. We need to turn that around. We need to throw everything we've got at it. Personally, I am devoted every moment of my day to this, and I encourage everyone else to do what you can to address this emergency.
Wow, amazing. I'm going to come back to you, because I've got this young man here who was actually
speak to the man himself,
who actually brought the court case.
Yeah.
There we go. So, young man, what's your name?
Nelson Loveridge.
Nelson. Yeah. Congratulations on today's ruling.
Thank you.
So this is you've been involved right from the start. This is your camp. You've set it up.
It's not my camp. It's for everyone. It's for the community.
Everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. I stay here a lot.
So I tell you, you can. I'm gonna just stand 2 meters away. I'm gonna hold this over this way, so people who are hard to hear. Just speak up a little bit.
Yeah, so it's not my camp, it's for the community. It's, you know, I stay here a lot. I've been living here because I was homeless. But then I was housed a little bit as a little deployed by the council. They said that they found me. They didn't. It was Nick from Margins Project just across the road there. That helps the homeless. They feed people Monday and Wednesdays.
So what does what does this mean to you? Like the whole, protecting the trees, protecting.
It's just protecting nature, innit? I mean, like this place looked like something, and then the war happened, and that destroyed it. So then we rebuilt, and we planted the trees, and now they're getting ripped down just for a few like epoxy buildings. I mean, no one wants it in the buildings there. You know, I've got some people telling me, it's just Norwegian sycamores, Norwegian maple, some sycamores and a horse chestnut. But I say that it's not just, it's that tree or it's this tree. It's still a tree. It's doing an important job. You know, it's taking in all our, I don't know the science, but it's taking in like all the crap that we produce and then gives us clean oxygen. So, you know, without them, we're not going to be alive. I mean. In the court case, they was talking about something about, some chickens suing or whatever about some chickens in America, and I sort of shouted. I was like, dude, if we don't save the trees, there won't be no chickens to protest about, because we'll have no oxygen. There'll be no food growing. The climate would get hotter, societal collapse will happen a lot quicker. That's predicted for the next 10, 15, maybe 20 years. We're going to be wiped out by nature. Sorry, we're wiping out nature. Sorry. We've got all these other projects as well that's not helping the cause, so it's an ongoing battle. And I've got a week to submit some more evidence, so I'm going to be working literally finger to the bone. A lot of late nights, no nights of sleep, but I've got to do it, and I can't back down now. And it's been great having the support around me. Marie Dimitri, QC, that's local, has been helping, been giving us a lot of her time voluntary, stuff like that. It's been amazing. Met some amazing people along the way. It's been a real journey.
Amazing.
It's been a real roller coaster. So.
Well, you certainly bringing a court action like this is such a monumental thing for the environmental movement, and also what you're achieving is brilliant.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I didn't think like last year, if you said, you'll be standing up in court for some nature, I'll be like, dude, I hate standing up in court for myself, like let alone a bunch of trees and nature, but. Yeah, fast forward a couple of months and oops, here I am.
There we go. And you as a person, because you've had a pretty rough time.
Yeah, I grew up in care, was sexually abused by my stepfather. My own family don't really give two tosses about me, I'm sorry for the language, but it's facts and it's real life, and that's why you're videoing. And I found a family here, really. I mean, the guy that you've just been interviewing, Dr. Larch Maxey, I see him like a father. I've made some great relationships here, and this is my family, and now I know that I've got an activism family, so no matter where I go, these guys are going to be around. And it's a real comfort, and I feel like I've been born again,
Well, I'm gonna thank you for all your hard work and dedication, and it was nice talking to you earlier. I'm gonna harass some of these people for a bit more of interviews and in-depths and stuff. So keep up the good work, and we'll be in contact, okay? Congratulations. Thank you. That was quite amazing. Is bringing action like this. Considering his rough upbringing and personal circumstances. We've got this young man standing here. What's your name?
Richard.
Sorry, what's that?
Richard. I'm going to take this off to make it
take it off.
easier for people to understand me.
There we go. We are 2 meters away. So Richard, talk to me. You're shivering.
It's been a long day. It's quite cold, but nonetheless we're here. Today's been a really important day for those of us involved in the campaign and the wider campaign, with the court hearing, which we've just won because the previous process followed was not just. As part of this site, we know that this site is representative of sites all over the country. Authorities and central government have declared climate and ecological emergencies, and we know from their actions that, they're not acting in a way that's commensurate with an emergency. They're still proceeding with the behaviours and attitudes that we know are going to lead to destruction. So that's to say that an architect locally to here has come up with two things. One, an alternative housing strategy which Islington Council has at its disposal 80 brownfield sites. So the proposal, if it had been considered properly, might have been built or using one of those brownfield sites as opposed to greenfield. And the same architect.
So you're saying that so they want to cut down all these mature trees right beside this really busy roundabout that's absorbing all these air pollutants.
Yeah.
And they've got 80 brownfield sites in Islington, and they didn't take it into consideration.
That's right. That's right. At least, who knows what was in the mind of the decision makers, but the fact is there's 80 brownfield sites that could be used, and without a fundamental shift in behaviour and attitude towards the global crisis that we face, we need to reverse that crisis. And unless, in much the same way as COVID has taught us to act in an emergency, change our behaviours, change our attitudes towards certain things, we need to adopt the same approach with the global crisis, and that includes at a local level.
Yeah.
We're doing what we can for these trees as one campaign. The wider campaign probably involves about 80 people minimum. We're grateful to all the support that we've had up until this point. It's not over yet. We still need more. But we know.
So just a quick reminder, in the description down the bottom, guys, there's the petition. So please share the petition. We need everybody to sign it, okay?
Yeah, there's no such thing as enough signatures, and it will help us demonstrate that in the time since we presented evidence over the weekend, which we've prepared, up until the time of next week when we need to submit more evidence on the 20th, it will show growing support. And we know from our conversations with local people that there is overwhelming local support, and it is a cause that's at people's hearts. We understand as campaigners that not everybody can take time off work. We've all got commitments, people have commitments and responsibilities. So a 2-minute job that can show support is signing the petition, which the link's at the bottom underneath this.
And everybody needs to share this, okay? Sorry.
Spread it far and wide. Yeah. Spread it far and wide. We know, nationally speaking, that this is representative of all authorities declaring emergencies, but to us it seems like lip service, especially when we're in a place where we know there is an imminent risk of mature trees being felled, and we know the advantages of greenfield sites and their effects on pollution. So, and more importantly, in London recently.
Just 1 second. James Miller, just about the petition. Can you look down at the very bottom of the description? I've just put in, my hands were freezing. The petition should be at the bottom. So if it's there, can you just put it into the chat, please? Okay, thanks, James. Sorry for that. Yeah.
Thanks, James. The World Health Organization has published data, stats, that 90% of the world's children live in toxic air. On a local level, in Southwark Coroner's Court recently, a death certificate had on it a causal link identified between air pollution and death. So we know that protecting our environment and protecting the things that help protect us, trees, first and foremost, is really important and crucial to people's health.
Yeah.
It is a health and welfare issue, just as much as it is ecocide and environmental things. So the evidence is all over the place that sites like this should be protected, and these 7 trees are representative of a national picture, a global picture. Every country faces the same crisis, although the effect of the crisis hits some countries harder than others, hits some demographics of people harder than others. We've been in a structurally, I'll use the word corrupt, system for a long time, and we really need, like I said, fundamental shift in attitude and behaviour, and looking at what actions we can all take to try to reverse the progress, the inevitable halt, it seems, the inevitable progress at the moment of the emergency. So without action right now, on all our parts, whatever that may be, whether it be click on a survey, petition, or support someone who's at a protest site, even by having a conversation with them to learn more about what's going on in that local campaign. Yeah. The way that anyone can contribute towards the cause, the possibilities are endless. So I'd suggest engaging with someone who knows about a local campaign.
Come down to the site.
Yeah.
Come to Islington Corner. Check it out. Also fundraising. They need money for the court case as well.
Yeah, general running costs. We sustain people here on the site as well. So the money's looked after. It's not wasted. It goes towards supporting people who are directly supporting the campaign.
So great stuff. Looks like you're freezing. I was going to grab Larch, or he's on the phone again.
Let me get him.
Yeah. So I was going to spin around here so you can see what's going on. Yeah, so it's I spent the last 2 hours in this shack watching the proceedings remotely, which has been happening. So we're seeing trees here in central London getting cut down, and also HS2, the amount of trees getting cut down, and also the likes of Sheffield Council last year, or was it the year before, was just decimating the whole city of mature trees. You can't replace these things, so it takes 50, 100, 150, 200 years to replace. They're stunning. They're very good for people's mental health. It's actually seeing nature. They're good for absorbing water, good for soil, wildlife, well-being. The list goes on and on and on and on. So councils need to be looking at the alternatives that they have. And the alternatives, I've just heard, there's 80 brownfield sites here in Islington that they could consider for this development, but they've actually chosen here probably because it's near the tube station. That's what it's coming down to, So, so please get involved. I know we've got COVID going on here. Everyone's in lockdown, but there's a lot of things you can do in lockdown. You can straight away sign a petition, share this. We're having more talks, live streaming talks as well. Figure out what you can do for COP26 is happening this year. We need a lot more support there. So I'm just going to grab this. Is he still on the phone? Oh yeah, no, that's fine. He's. I was going to have. I'm just waiting for an interview here with Larch again. He's on the phone to the legal people. So here a rundown what's going on. Do you know what was happening with Hackney? Yeah, with the. Oh yeah. Here's Larch is back. Okay, I'm going to spin around. Enough of me. Let's see the tree man. How you doing?
Hello, yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah. So, Hackney last week.
Oh yeah, the Happy Man tree.
Happy Man tree.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Tree of the year.
I know. That's this. So we've lost 2 trees of the year this year. In the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So the pear tree at Covington was the tree of the year a couple of years ago, and that got felled by HS2.
Yeah.
Happy Man tree got felled just the other day. Just.
Do you want to stand in under the out of the rain?
Sure.
Mind you, you're so used to being in the nature,
Yeah. Just shows the blatant disregard they've got for what really matters to people and to the planet and to our survival, to our future.
Yeah.
The fact that they can fell these trees of the year. It's just absolutely terrible. I mean, great that. Sorry.
He's a busy man.
Yeah, just people ringing to sort of congratulate me and stuff. It's very, very busy afternoon now. This is a really incredible result. But yeah, people are stepping up. People are doing their best. We need to turn this around. The mentality that fells the tree of the year is the mentality that's got us into the climate and ecological emergency and has to change. So our job is to change that.
Yeah, you couldn't make that up.
No.
Felling tree of the year when there was alternatives.
Yeah, exactly.
And can I ask, you've actually spent weeks in a tree, living in a tree, in September, October, Rebellion. It was quite amazing.
Yeah, so I was 20 days at the tree in Parliament Square.
20 days.
And then I was 5 days, not long after that, funnily enough, I got back to the camp at Euston, and then they were felling trees around Euston for services, even though it wasn't in Euston Square Gardens yet. So Highbury, no, was it? Anyway, there's a road just near Euston where there was a load of trees they were felling.
That's Houston Road.
Near Euston Road, but just around the corner from there. Hampstead Road, thank you. Hampstead Road, there was like 7 or 11 trees up the Hampstead Road, and I ended up getting up one of them and stopping work there for 5 days as well. So literally back to back I did these 2 sort of extended tree sits. And what is cool about them is, or significant about them is, I didn't go down at all during that time, because if I'd gone down, they were, then the protest would have been over.
Wow.
So yeah.
What is it like spending 20 days in a tree?
It's really great, actually. Really recommend it. It's really, it's like a really beautiful, powerful thing to live in a tree and to connect with another being in that way. And it's sort of like a different perspective on the world. So, for example, in Parliament Square, you get to see the daily rhythm of Parliament Square, but from a tree. It's like safe, and yeah, it's really cool. And it's actually like, people say, oh, don't you get bored? It's like, not at all. Like, I barely had any time to read a book. I had books up there, but I didn't really, because everything takes longer up a tree, and you just get into this great rhythm where you just like, I mean, to be honest, I was chatting to people lots, because I would go to a lower branch and people would be walking by. Yeah. You get to know people because they're regulars at the school nearby or working nearby, and they'd come and speak to you, and it was amazing. Great way of building support for the campaign. Like, we had Trans Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, all sorts of different groups coming to speak at Parliament Square and would come and connect with us, and yeah, really amazing time, actually. Really, powerful. I only got up the tree for a couple of hours to help rig a walkway, and I ended up staying for 20 days. I didn't have any of my kit with me or anything, but yeah, you just improvise and it works.
That's amazing. I'm just going to ask the practicalities of doing certain things, like what's it like needing to go to the toilet?
If you're gonna live up a tree or do a tree sit, I recommend a platform. It's much easier if you've got a platform. You build a platform for yourself, and you can then
that's a platform there.
Yeah, that's got a platform, and then it's got a bender on top, so that's really comfortable, really warm and dry. That's the ideal. So a platform with a bender on top, or some sort of tree house on top. But we didn't have that luxury. We just had hammocks, which you can then rig with a tarp over the top. So that's great. You can stay dry and you can lie down. But doing things like going to the loo is tricky when you've only got a hammock, you haven't got a platform. So we managed to find a particular fork in a tree where we could kind of put a bucket and rig a tarp around ourselves. So it was pretty basic and pretty uncomfortable, but you got used to it, actually. It was definitely one of the harder things about being up there, was going to the loo. But you do get used to it after a while, and you think about the climate ecological emergency. You think about all the feedback you're getting from people saying, oh, thanks for doing this. And you're doing it for them, you're doing it for everyone. 1,000 children will die today because of climate change. You put it in that context, the loss of potentially billions of human lives, the loss of most of the life on the planet. In that context, what is it to have a little bit of inconvenience, to have to crap in a bucket whilst perched awkwardly in the fork of a tree? It's not the end of the world.
And do you feel more connected with nature? Obviously, well, I'm just guessing, but like, I've never spent even a night in a tree, but like, spending so long touching something that's taken hundreds of years to grow, do you feel like more connected to the earth?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in Japan they have forest therapy, don't they? Forest bathing, where to de-stress and connect from the city, they go and spend time in nature. And there's so much research now showing that nature deprivation is a form of social deprivation, and that if you don't have access to nature, all of the indicators go up, like delinquency, alcoholism, drug abuse, violence, domestic violence. All of those things go up if you don't have access to nature. So if you have access to nature, if you're living with nature, living in a tree like that, yeah, it's really good for your well-being. I think the biggest thing, though, is for the well-being boost, is knowing about the climate and ecological emergency and being active again on it. So I think the worst thing for our well-being is to face this crisis and feel paralysed and helpless to do nothing about it. That's going to shorten your lifespan and stress you out and reduce your quality of life. Whereas if you can take action, whatever that action is, that's going to increase. So I have lots of energy. I sleep really well at night, despite facing fully the climate emergency because I'm devoted myself to it. So I know every night I've done what I can each day, and so being up that tree was part of that. So yeah, it's great to have the nature connection, but ultimately each moment of my day is in service to nature and to all of humanity.
Yeah.
So I've got that connection whatever I'm doing, wherever I am.
Wow, amazing. And can I ask, what are you a doctor in?
So sustainability was my sort of focus of my research and my teaching.
So you actually know what you're talking about then?
Yeah. So geography was the discipline I worked in education departments, but I also worked in geography. That was the main discipline. But yeah, looking at the climate and ecological emergency and how we can, and the solutions to it. So yeah, for sort of 20-25 years I focused on sustainability, and then realised that, you know, during that time emissions had more than doubled, 60% of all emissions in the last 20 years. So what I was doing was kind of trying to pursue a particular path, but it wasn't working. It wasn't enough. So that's why I've very reluctantly kind of let go of the jobs that I'd spent my life building and creating, and now doing this full time.
Wow, amazing. And also your son is doing it as well now.
Yeah, I was just on the phone to him actually. He just rang me because he heard that he saw the video I posted about this earlier. So yeah, he was just ringing me to say congratulations on the verdict and check in. He's going to come and help me at Euston Square Gardens, hopefully tomorrow again. So we'll be there. If anyone wants to come down, we're also at Euston Square Gardens, got the HS2 protection camp there and up and down the line. So if you're not in London, there's other places you can get to support both, you know, here on Highbury Corner, but also other tree protection camps and other campaigns up and down the country, around the world. You know, just find your local ones. I think Rebel would have told you about the global tree rebellion or natural allies.
Yeah, tree rebellion.
Tree rebellion. So yeah, check that out. That's a global movement. So if you're not in the UK, you can still plug in and be part of it. Yeah.
Okay, so Larch is basically saying, giving everybody watching this a kick up the arse, share this, sign the petition, get involved, get active. We haven't got very much time, you know. Everybody, if Larch spent 20 days in a tree, the very least we can do is we can up the game just a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, I think this is each of us to really have this personal practice to face the climate and ecological emergency fully, strip away all the soft layers of soft denial that we've all got, expose yourself to that, and then take action that's appropriate. Okay, this is how bad it is. What am I going to do today about that? And do something, whatever that is, wherever we start. You know, not everyone has to climb up a tree, but I encourage anyone that can to do that because that's a useful thing to do. But whatever you can do from where you're at, yeah.
Amazing. Larch, thank you very much. I'm going to give you an elbow here.
Thank you.
There we go. Keep up the very inspirational work. And so the 29th is the next court case?
Yeah, 29th. So, but the 20th really is the deadline for the people watching this to think about, because the 20th is when we have to get our letters of support in, our petitions signed, and so people can step up between now and the 20th. That's how you can help us save these trees. And this is still a winnable campaign. We're only against the local authority here. If enough people step up, we can still save these trees.
There we go. So you've heard it. Larch is saying that we need everybody to give all support, and it's not just for here, it's for trees around the UK and around the world. I read a pretty scary statistic that we're losing 30 football fields every minute.
Around the world?
Yeah, in deforestation, and it's the second largest contributor to climate change, global warming.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so protecting the trees here is just as important. You know, the courts need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you go. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm just going to grab a couple of more people here for an interview. They like it or not. Oh, this young lady here. Hey, how you doing? I'm just. Do you want to come over here? I've just. You're involved in doing all the artwork here.
Yes, that's right.
So I think you just deserve a little. Tell me, what's your name?
My name is Polar Mermaid.
Yeah.
Is my Instagram. I'm Joanne Morgan.
Yeah.
And I've just someone's painted over all the writing I did, so we're starting again.
Yeah.
Putting some smiley faces. Children are like sunshine, and writing Dixon Clark Community Centre on there.
And why do you do this?
Oh, because I'm a painter. Because I love painting. I paint all the time, and also because I want there to be a sort of a link between the public and what they see and the buildings that have taken a lot of effort to construct. I think that just putting a little bit of artwork on it is a bit of an icing on the cake and helps the public to understand what it's about as well. Sometimes bringing a little bit of humor to it, like over there it says, press this button to delete.
Let's have a walk over.
Okay, yeah.
Gonna have a walk over here. Come back to you guys. Yeah, just having a walk over here around the camp.
Press this button to delete the current powers who do not know the worth of the trees or the flowers.
Oh, very
So,
nice.
yeah, I have a huge press this button series where people can press buttons to eject HS2, a press button to eject certain evils in your life. It's a nice thing to think that you can just press a button and make everything okay.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, and I painted Larcher's coat
Oh, you
with
painted Larcher's coat?
yes,
Yeah.
with a poem about global warming.
Yeah.
I've written quite a few poems about that.
Can you give us a quick poem?
Okay, all right. If I can remember, there is the one about we do not want your train, you are only causing pain. You are paving tracks to hell. With every type of tree you fell, all the species who are dying, all the people who are crying, as their lives are relocated and their rights are suffocated. Henchmen of the realm, greed and destruction at the helm. Burglars of the state, legal lies that you create that are dirtying our drinking water for our future sons and daughters. Meanwhile, something. It's
I put you under pressure just there, asking you.
Oh, wait. Let me. The last bit is quite fun.
Yeah.
Something. Commuting's on the wane. It's time that you refrain. Lord Adonis, get some Lego if you want to play with trains.
Very good. That's amazing. Very beautiful. I love your coat as well. You look like a painter artist.
Yeah.
That's great. You're decorating sites, adding colour.
Yeah.
See this down here as well.
And over here you got the trees standing up, and then finally they fall down, and
Yeah.
they become little matches,
Yeah.
and then they set fire, to the sea, and that's the sea, but it's not finished.
Oh, just
The
here.
tree has become red.
Oh, so
Yes.
these are the trees standing up as
There's
matches.
the trees, and then they fall down, and then they start to look like matches. I have to put little red match
Yeah.
heads on them. Yeah. And this used to say, it used to say something, what did it say about the Woodland Trust?
Oh, the woodland.
Oh, yes.
The Woodland
You can-
Trust are saying we
you
need
can-
50 million trees a year in the UK.
Right.
Yeah.
It used to say, turn our woodlands into dust. You have lost the public trust.
Yeah.
And then this here says, we can always move to the moon. I hear they have some room.
Very good. Well, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Just going to see if there's anybody else I can grab for just a quick interview before I sign off. Oh, this young lady here. You're involved in the court case. What's your name?
I'm V.
V?
Yes.
V.
Hello.
So what's going on?
Well, we are here to protect these 6 mature trees. We are here to tell the council, you've declared a climate emergency, and this false dichotomy, trees versus houses, is not acceptable in this new context that we're living here right now. So the community has come together to protect one of the rare green spaces that we have here in Islington. And today we had our appeal to court accepted, so we have a few more days to make our case, and hope that the community wins this one.
Amazing. Okay, so we'll keep out. We'll try and get as many people as possible to sign the petition and come and visit you guys. Okay.
Please do
So-
come and visit. Yes.
And 29th is the court case. Yeah.
29th is the court case. Yes. Please sign the petition.
Yeah.
Donate to our Just Giving.
Yeah.
And let's do this.
Very good. Okay.
Thank
I got this young man here. Looks like he wants to say something. Do you want to add something before I sign off?
No.
No.
I think I've said enough.
I'm going to ask this young man. Anything else you want to say as a parting word to people watching?
Come down and see me.
Yeah. Come down and visit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you here every day?
I'm here every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I live here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Come down.
So come down. The address is Islington Roundabout,
No,
trees?
61 Dixon Clark Court.
Oh, it actually has an address.
Yeah, we're on Google Maps, mate.
Oh, we're on Google Maps. Okay,
Yeah.
Google, what is it? 61?
61 the tree houses.
61 the tree houses, and you get to see this.
Yep. I've also got my benefit claim set up in this address. I can actually show you officially. I'm one of the first people to be able to do it, but I've set my universal credit claim up in this address, and it's, you know, that's what's kind of saving me, I think.
So it's quite amazing. So you've actually got your universal credit coming to a tree house.
Yeah.
Literally.
Hang on.
There you go. It's quite an amazing story.
Thank you. I just want to show you this. I'm just trying to log in 4-6.
Okay, he's just about to show.
I'm just really crap with technology.
I think, yeah, technology seems to be the bane of humanity at the moment. Probably is. People are so disconnected from nature. Spend too much time looking at screens. Or swiping.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the actual address.
There you go. There you go,
Where
payments.
is it that tells you journal.
So what we've got here is the it's a lot of private stuff there. I won't put on.
I don't care, mate.
Yeah. But anyway, so 61 is the official address.
Yep, and
Yeah.
it's officially on my universal credit claim as well. So when they try to evict me, I'm going to use the whole, well, you've accepted that this is a residence, so now you're going to have to rehouse me somewhere else. So
Brilliant.
yep,
Brilliant.
I'm going to make the council pay
There you
one
go.
way or another.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to sign off on that. Listen,
No worries.
keep up the good work.
Yeah.
We'll get in contact on the 29th
Yep,
to see what's happening then.
definitely.
So I'm just going to do my spin around and sign off. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Please, again, reminder, share this video, like it, sign the petition. I didn't actually add the fundraising in. I'll add it in afterwards, so you can come back to the description. And again, if you're around, come down to Highbury Islington, or as Larch said, there's camps like this all over the UK. Or get involved in any way you can. As Larch keeps on saying, there's so many different things you can be doing. Just find something that fits you and just do it, and just do it every day. You know, we're all in this together. Okay, thanks for watching. We've got a couple of live stream talks coming up soon. I think there's one tomorrow about the young man in Ireland who got arrested by Trinity University. Crazy story. Tune in for that, and we've got more talks next week. Okay, look after yourselves. Bye bye.